Hi everyone, continuing from where we stopped. Kelmand Dimension, Earth Prime, 12 years ago. Withering landed in black dust with a skull rattling thud. The breath whooshed out of her lungs, and for a moment she just lay there, gasping and inhaling that strange dust. She painfully climbed to her feet, looking around in bewilderment. She was in an utterly strange, utterly alien place. The colors and textures were all wrong. They actually hurt her eyes. She was in a large circle of black dust, beyond which was bright blue grass. It appeared to be an oasis of some kind, because beyond the grass was a waterfall, gushing purple water over green rocks. What had happened? Where the hell was she? She remembered her mother shouting. She remembered that nasty postal worker knocking her into the "Oh no, 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 mother, please come get me." In her extremity of terror, she was screaming, "Please don't leave me here." This man is pleased to see this girl. Her head snapped around and she saw a grievously wounded man lying about 10 feet away on the edge of the blue grass. He had blood all over him, and every time he gasped for breath, blood bubbles foamed across his lips. She scrabbled over him. "Where am I? What happened to you?" His pupils were blown, actually bleeding into the whites of his eye. She was awfully afraid she was going to bath. Never had she seen someone so hurt, and everything was happening so fast. She couldn't. Kelmand Dimension, he groaned. Demons, this man is done. The girl will take over. I don't understand. Do you know how I can get back? Nobody gets back. We fight and die, and someone new comes. Fight? Fight who? The man managed to nod over her shoulder and coughed. She spared a glance and nearly screamed. The ugliest creature she had ever seen was inching towards her, making its way across the blue grass, thick-tailed dragging, wrathful growls ripping out of its lungs. Take this. He pulled a knife and a sword from somewhere and handed them to her. They were so sleek with gore, she nearly dropped them. And fight. Do not fear. We are the forces for good. Withering had been called many things in her 14 years, but a force for good wasn't one of them. Find the others of this man's kind and lead. But I don't. Behind you. She stood, holding the sword straight out, and the monster, which had been coming fast, couldn't slow in time and impaled itself on the point. Not too bright, then. That's something. She yanked the sword free, gagging at all the purple gauze and neatly sidestepping as the thing fell to the ground. She turned back to the man and discovered he had died during the brief fight. She stood, looking around the odd landscape, sword dripping, panting slightly from the adrenaline rush. For good or ill, she was stuck here indefinitely. Apparently, strangers dropping in out of nowhere was quite the common occurrence around here. So, she would fight, she would defend, she would live. Oh, but her mother and her sisters. How could she turn her back on her family? It was too awful, resigning herself to never seeing them again. She'd give anything to hear her mother scolding her again. She resolved to put them out of her mind and to keep them there. A solitary tear trickled down her cheek. She wiped her face, wiped the sword on the grass, and went to look for other people. Mysteria, secondary earth now. Withering obediently followed her mother and sisters out of the food place. Restaurants, gods and devils. How long since she had been in a restaurant? Leaving Tad behind to make more pizza pie. She was still having trouble following the events of the last hour. 1 minute she'd been chasing that horrid Katai. The next, there was a crash of light and sound, and normal colored water. Except the clear water seemed wrong to her after all the years of purple water. And she was back with her honored mother and sisters. And that strange man, thick dark hair, wonderful chocolate. Ah, chocolate. How long since she'd had some? Colored eyes, lean, muscular body, and very quick on his feet, spookily quick. She had been impressed at how he had rushed over to help. She could sense no magic in him, nothing especially extraordinary, and yet he had jumped into the fray without hesitation. And how long since she had looked for a man as a potential mate instead of a fighting partner? Back in the demonic realm, her coupling had been quick and very nearly emotionless. Two people tried to snatch a little warmth because one or both would very likely die the next day. Now that she was back, perhaps there would be time for... No, she had responsibilities. She had to keep the portal between Earth Prime and Secondary Earth closed. Mysteria was a wonderful place and did not deserve demonic infestation. She had to get back and quickly. But why? It isn't fair. I'm home now. I belong here, not Earth Prime. But did she? Did she really? She knew now, as she had not many years ago, that special people fell into the demonic realm every few years, that they were charged with keeping the demons in their place. She had been the first to wrest power from the demons and take over the entire realm. But her position would always be precarious. The demons wouldn't stand for her leadership. Now that she was back, now that her mother's wish had been granted, did that mean she had to put aside any chance for happiness? She did not know. And you remember the home place, withering there? Her mother was leading her into the old house. Strange how small everything looked. And we would just, your bedroom is, you remember? She did. She looked around the master bedroom. Her mother had taken the guest room and had given the triplets the largest bedroom, eyeing the bunk beds and the twin bed against the opposite wall. She looked at the dresser and closet, which would be filled with clothes that were too small, not to mention age inappropriate. Her sister said nothing, only watched her, and suddenly she felt like crying. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can get notification when we drop the next episode of this amazing story. See you next time. Bye.